All right, y'all, today's Sunday, August the 9th, down here at Lake Wedowee doing my weekly fishing report. I didn't fish yesterday, but I did fish, most of the day today. Weather's been nice. This is the first time that the sun has actually really came out for more than, 30 or 40 minutes. But this morning, did some bass fishing. I didn't even really get up all that early. I got out here at like 7:45 Georgia time. It was still overcast, and I ran around, and I'll have a video of me fishing out later, but I didn't even really throw the plopper much today, but I threw the buzz bait. I caught 4 or 5 on it, had 3 or 4 bites that missed it. So I know if I would have got out here a little bit earlier, probably 6:15 Georgia time, I would have probably caught a lot more fish and had some more bites. But I did see a big fish cruising down the bank, probably about a 4-pounder, just cruising down a seawall. I threw over there at him, but he didn't bite it. But that's pretty much been the best pattern early in the morning the last month or so, just running around fishing points and seawalls and riprap with a little whopper plopper or a buzz bait. That's what I've been targeting the bass with, and you can do the same thing late in the evening. But like I said, little white buzz bait, 15-pound fluorocarbon, 7'1" medium heavy, and then on the whopper plopper, 50-pound braid, a 7'3" heavy, 7 to 1 gear ratio reel on both. Just like I said, fishing around seawalls. You can fish around boat docks, points, anything like that. You can go way up the rivers and do it in the shallower, dirtier water. But that's my approach for early in the morning for bass. And then as it's been the last month or so as well, as the day, morning goes on, that little jighead minnow has been hard to beat. You're not going to catch the quality on that, but you're going to catch the numbers. If you want the quality, you're still going to have to really slow down with a big worm or a shaky head or a jig, big crankbait. But to just catch fish, there is a lot of schooling activity right now. I mean, even behind the camera, I'm looking right now, and there's a big pot of bait that's flickering around, and every once in a while, a little fish comes up and hits at them. But like yesterday evening when I got down here, there was just all kind of bait fish in this pocket. And you can probably hear it right now, like they're getting schooled on as I'm talking. So it's the time of the year, these fish the bait fish get really grouped up, and they get spread out in the river channel, and then as the evening comes in, they push back in the pockets. But you can catch a lot of fish that are around those bait fish. Like I said, they're not gonna be big ones, but you can catch the numbers. So like I said, little 3/16 ounce jig head, and then a 3 to 5 inch minnow style bait, just in a shad color. Once again, this is just a 7'1" medium action spinning rod with 8-pound fluorocarbon. Obviously, if you have live scope, this technique is going to be a lot easier. But even if you don't, like right now, that fish that just came up and jumped, if I'd have been over there close, I could have thrown over there and worked it and probably caught it. So you don't have to have live scope to do this, but it would definitely make a difference. And for the crappie fishing, today has been a minnow deal. Me and my wife fished the last 30 or 40 minutes. Probably caught 10, had 1 or 2 come off. And then I went out this morning after I bass fished and probably caught 9 or 10. The water temp has went from like 88 last week. Now it's down to 80, 81. That cooler weather we've had and the rain has really cooled things off, which is nice. I mean, even right now, 6 in the afternoon, I mean, it's only probably 80, 81 degrees. So it's been really nice today and the last week or so. But just 7-foot spinning rod, 6-pound fluorocarbon to like 10-pound braid, little gold hook, and a split shot. And then your minnow bucket, I got mine up there at McKenzie's Bait and Tackle up in Temple. It's really important to have that foam liner. That way it keeps your minnows alive. And then, of course, they've got minnows too. But the minnow bucket with the foam, the aerator, and then obviously some good quality minnows that are going to stay alive is a big key. You don't want to get out here and have dead minnows, or they're not staying alive, or they're half dead. Like you will not get a bite. If you've been on a guide trip with me, you know I switch minnows a lot. Like even if we've had them on for 5 minutes and it's still alive, if it's not doing 100%, I'll take it off and get a new one, because an active, lively minnow is very important. But like I said, that's my fishing report for the week, Sunday, August the 10th. If you're interested in a guide trip, let me know. Right now, I mean, you can still catch some crappie for sure. Bass fishing is kind of tough to do a trip this time of the year. So really be on the lookout this fall for bass trips. And then, like I've said in the past videos, October is the best month this fall to be out here fishing bass or crappie. So send me a message. We'll get in touch and get out here on the lake and do some fishing. But that's my report for the week. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.